Even the people in the middle of the environmental community know that.
So, Professor Keith,
hey friends, what's going on? I'll talk a little bit today, but you know, it's like it's one of those posts where it's like I'm thinking about the fact, well, some folks would probably like to see me post, so I'll try to. How's that? Because generally speaking, the best time for me to do this is when I want to. What's on my mind?
And I spent about half my life in Alberta.
Is listening to the radio this morning and just listening to just how disgusting politics is, you know. So I won't go into it. That's you catch my drift. You know, politics and politicians playing with politics, you know, and we just go along with it, and it's just a joke, you know. I had an interesting weekend. You know. Something happened that consistently happens that reminds me of just things I talk about. This weekend I had a gig where I was part of how do you put it? It was like an art exhibit, but the exhibit was actually a dinner, which was part of a silent auction. And the primary artist who created the setting for the meal was Emily Baltz. Some of you may have heard of her. And she called it Circuit of the Senses. I was hired to perform and write music for it, which I did. You know, I get there early to the Center for Contemporary Art, Bemis, and set up and stuff. And then, you know, this is when all the players come, including the restaurant that's providing the food, kind of a hoity-toity restaurant, the Boiler Room, or at least ways they have that reputation. And I'm moving about. I'm dressed, you know, in black, you know, dressed well for my spot, but I'm kind of moving through the area. I moved to this one area where the food is being set up, and one of the staff women approaches me like, and says to me, "Are you just wandering, or?" And I just played it off, you know. It's like, I really don't know why some people see me as the way they see me, you know. I disregarded it because it just continues to happen. It's like somehow somebody looks at me and gets an impression that is completely wrong. Like I'm some sort of, I don't know what they're thinking, you know. It's like, you know, did I look out of place to the woman? You know, it's like I muse on it, but do I care? No, because I realize that we all live in the mind. I don't know what she's thinking, but what she's thinking isn't right. You know, and then, of course, it's not right because after everything's get going and in between a couple of the meals as we're setting up for the next one, and I wandered through that area again, boy, she about fell over herself being nice to me. You know what I'm saying? Not knowing who I was, she almost fucked up, you know? I don't know about you folks, but I deal with this, you know? It's like, that's partially why sometimes I'll be like I am in these videos, kind of seemingly negative, but I'm just kind of trying to tell you how it is for some of us. You know, it's like racism, classism, and prejudice and judgment is just alive and well in this world, and it just never goes away, and I deal with it. It also brings me to mind the thing that I played for at the Bemis was a fundraiser for the Bemis. It was something like $600 or $1,000 a plate. So there were people there with money as well as other artists who somehow were either allowed to attend the dinner or something, but they were mixed in with these people with money. And playing for this and observing the situation, it just again reminds me of the great divide between the haves and have-nots and how it's just never going to be. I'm never going to see it come together, and how the have-nots have complete disregard, it seems, for those that don't. And maybe that's what you have to do to be a have, you know. But it was interesting, you know. The other part that I'll share is that the silent auction, actually, I had some of my art in the auction. Some of my collages that I've shown here, they both sold. I get half of the sale. I don't know how much I made yet. I'm stoked. That's great. I mean, but still observing on the strangeness of life and classism, those that have not, and how it's never going to come together in this age. So every now and then I'll comment on it, but I know that it's not going to change. Not now. Had company for a while last night, and some of the music we listened to, Ashes Are Burning by Renaissance. I played this twice. This is so fantastic. Ashes Are Burning. Classically oriented prog pop, because this music is pop music. It could have been huge. This album came out in 1977. Carpet of the Sun, the lead song on side 2. Fantastic. I'd play it, but I can't because of copyright control and all that shit. Does that stuff protect me as an artist? I don't really think so. Maybe it does, but since I don't really make much money, I don't know how it can. But I played Renaissance, listened to 154, thinking of Tintin El Nido in France. He was just showing his copy on Facebook. Listened to most of this and was playing bass to it. I was trying to give a bass lesson to a friend who wanted to jam along to it, but he was making me crazy because it's like it was making it harder than it is. It's like just find the pattern and then repeat it instead of all this wandering up and down the neck. Every now and then you hit the right note, and then because you hit the right note, you think you've done something. No, it was driving me crazy. Early in the day, I played Andrea Marcelli, Oneness. I don't know much about this musician except he has great musicians on this CD. Notably, Ralph Towner and Alan Holdsworth play some great solos on this. Andrea Marcelli, Oneness. This came out back in the 80s. Looks like it came out in 1984. I can hardly see it. Murphy's selling strong. Murphy's selling good. Get yours today. I talked about this, but I didn't play it. Pop Here 3. I forget who gave this to me. Someone in the VC gave this to me. It's out. Hopefully it'll get played, but it's out. We were talking about it. Played this last night. Really enjoyed it. Atomic Rooster. Especially the song Death Walks Behind You. Old favorite of mine. Atomic Rooster. And then I was musing about Faust. Haven't played these, but was just musing on this band, Faust. You know, one's the clear vinyl reissue on Recommend, and this is an original on black vinyl. Just a very influential band in my life. Very, very influential. Another record that John McCrae gave me that I overlooked to show you in my recent VCLT video is this reissue of the album Mushroom. Originals of this album are very, very collectible and go regularly for over $1,000. This is a reissue out of Germany that originally came with a free single. The single's not with it, but this is an Irish rock band. I wouldn't call it an Irish folk rock band. I'd say it's an Irish band, rock band, and they pull out the Irishness every now and then. But this is really cool. And early 70s, parts of it in a way are ahead of the time. This is really good. I really appreciate this one, John McCrae, if you happen to watch this. Interesting mixture of rock, folk, and even some spaciness. Excuse me. Not the original cover that it was released with, though. So I've been getting familiar with that. Had this out, Bernard Parmigiani, De Natura Sonorum. Excuse me, where he does some really, almost seems like microscopic things with sound. This is the sort of thing where, you know, it takes patience and you have to have an interest in exploring this with the man. It's definitely not entertainment. Definitely educational and definitely enriching to get inside of work like this. So that's what's new in my playlist. Murphy's down there because I'm still playing it. I played a bunch of Murphy live at the dinner that I was a part of. Sold a couple of albums as a result. It was a great setting for it. It's like my music is actually not background music, because the thing I kept noticing in my in playing Murphy for the dinners, there was like they would have shifts of people coming. It was a very interesting setup. When photos are finally online, I'll share. But the music is meant as background. I mean, I used the music in the background, but it kept catching people's attention. And after a while, as people started to drink, towards the end of their meal, people started to dance, sitting, and then some people got up and danced to Murphy, And then I sold some. People came up and said, "What is that music?" I love it. It's really cold here in Omaha. Like, it's really cold in a lot of America. So folks that have ordered Murphy in the last few days, I still don't have any record mailers. I hope to get the call today from the Packages Plus letting me know that my order of record mailers is in. I'll go pick them up. I'll package those up and send them out to you. But just kind of checking in, sharing what's happened recently, and, just saying that, again, it's not that I will not stop commenting on world events, but it is really obvious that all I can do is comment. I can't do a damn thing. Power, to me, appears to breed madness. We live in a mad, mad world, and I don't believe a thing that people in positions of power say. And I don't for one minute think that these people care a damn about me or you.